Do you trust yourself? Ask yourself, do I trust me? Do I keep my promises? I want you to ask yourself that and honestly answer. You know, the way that this system is rigged, it is rigged against the average person. I think most of us understand that. I think most of us understand that the way that this system is built is rigged in such a way where it wants the average person to be able to pay their taxes, but not make enough money to be able to be free and do what they want with their life. Most people understand that as a fundamental truth to reality. But what that means is that most people, since we're conditioned in such a way, most people believe, or most people blame the system for their misfortune. Most people blame their poor positioning in life on external factors, on the government, on their family, on the schooling system, whatever it may be. They blame, they outward project their insecurities, their misfortune, their unhappiness, their lack of receiving the desires that they have in this life. They blame it on external circumstances. And it's a horrible loop to be in. It is not a place that you want to be in. You do not want to feel like someone else has the power over you. And that's what most people feel like. That's how most people are living their life. But getting caught in the trap of blaming people and blaming external circumstances for your misfortune is a cop-out. And it's an easy way for people to avoid assuming responsibility for their life. Nobody wants to assume responsibility for where they are in life, because they understand that once they do take full responsibility and blame everything on themselves, then different inputs must be made. Action must be taken. And most people don't want to do that. Most people don't want to work. Most people are too scared to go through the flame of change and come out the other side. Most people are too scared to do it. They'd rather stay in their comfort bubble. They'd rather stay being a loser. But I believe the pain of staying the same is far greater than the pain of change. 100%. Every single time. I know that to be true. I know that to be true through my experience in this life. Most people don't want to take responsibility. And most people do not trust themselves. That's why I asked you at the start of this video, do you trust yourself? Do you keep promises with yourself? Or when you tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow morning, and then you wake up and you don't go to the gym, is that you? Are you that type of person? I have been that type of person many times. And it's not a nice place to exist. It is not a nice place when you look in the mirror and you feel like shit. You eat shitty foods and you literally just feel shit in your body. You look like shit. You answer to some asshole boss every single day. You work a job that you don't like. You escape your reality through gaming and drugs and alcohol and parties and poor mentality people that suck energy from you. They don't give you energy. Most people are living this kind of existence, and they accept the game, they accept playing the Xbox, and they accept the toxic people and the toxic food and everything, because it gives them comfort and it gives them temporary relief from their miserable existence. And so you don't trust yourself. If you're that type of person right now, you don't trust yourself. And the worst thing in this life is not being able to trust yourself. You need to get to a point where you start to gather small wins. The way out of your position, my friend, is not as big a deal as you might make it out to be. It's not one big action that you must take. It's a bunch of small actions, a bunch of small wins that accumulate and accumulate and accumulate until it feels like a big change in your life, until you are living a completely different existence. That is how you change in this life. You need to start accumulating small wins. That is what is going to give you freedom. So, what small wins do you need to start accumulating? There's many, and we're all different people, so it's different for all of us, but you should start cleaning around you. Start cleaning your house. Make sure there's no mess, because a messy environment is a messy mind. You should be going to the gym, taking care of your body. You should be eating healthy. Once you start eating healthy, you get to a point where you start to feel so good in your body. You can't imagine eating shit food again. And when you do eat shit food again, you immediately have a feedback response of shit. You feel like shit. And that's just the reality. So you should start to plan your escape from your miserable job, from your mundane life. You should start to learn how to enjoy being alone and stop hanging around toxic people, because they're just dragging your energy down and they're not feeding your soul. That is exactly what you need. You need to find people that are going to feed your soul. So you need to learn to enjoy being alone. And it takes time. It takes some pain. It takes going out into the world alone and feeling lonely for a bit. But eventually you start to work through that loneliness and you start to enjoy it, and you start to actually realize, like, I'm my own best friend. I don't need anybody for external validation. I validate myself. I have self-respect. That is crucial. There is so many little things that you can start accumulating, but you need to build yourself all these small wins so that you have a strong foundation in which to build upon for the rest of your life. Your full-time job should be leveling up. Your full-time job should be the pursuit of your highest potential. That's what my full-time job is. That's what I want to be doing. That is all I care about. I want to spend every single day getting better, growing, learning, having a student's mentality, and never feeling like I know it all. Because as soon as you think you know it all, you get complacent and you stop growing. And that's when misfortune hits. You need to constantly have a student's mind. You need to start building small wins, and you need to start trusting yourself. And it starts with small actions. It's not some one big event that you're going to go to and it's all going to change in one night. Yeah, it's possible, but that's unlikely. And I feel like so many times I've thought like that, like I need to go do this one big retreat or something and I'm going to change my whole life. No, there's no longevity in that approach to life. It's very unsustainable when you try and do some big extreme thing to change your life drastically, very quickly. You should not look for the 6-minute ab shortcut. You should not be looking for the microwave results. You should be looking at what's the slowest, longest, most sustainable, realistic way that I can go about this, which is going to slowly change my life. Things don't just come quickly and instantly. That's not how life works. God gives it to those who want it the most. But you need to be realistic with what you actually want. Don't confuse yourself. Don't think you just want millions of dollars and your life's going to be great. Most likely that's not what you want. It's not what you want. There's no amount of money that is going to set you free. You're not trying to set yourself free financially. You don't take any money with you when you die. It all stays here. It's all just physical paper or plastic or numbers on a screen. It doesn't mean anything. If you're confusing your desires with a financial or monetary value, you've got it wrong. The most important thing first is health. If you don't have your health in check, you need to get in the gym and start eating healthy, or start doing some sort of physical activity that you enjoy. The next thing is love and connection. You need people you love, you need connection. And that's not just with other people, it's with yourself. Then the final thing is money. Money takes care of everything else. Health, love, money. That is the hierarchy in which you should go about this thing. You should go about your life and fixing your life through those steps. So figure out what you are lacking. And if you're lacking all of them, then do it in that order. Health, then connection and love, and then money. And you can do them all at the same time. They're all important. But I think that's the way to go about it. And I'm telling you, you can be living such a different life. You can actually be living your wildest dreams. You can live a life that you never thought possible and beyond. You can have everything you've ever wanted. You need to start listening to positive messages. You need to start telling yourself positive affirmations. Start telling yourself you're abundant in money, love, happiness, beautiful people that want you to do well, that have your best interest at heart. You should be telling yourself these things, even if you don't believe them, even if they're not true yet. You need to start telling yourself positive things, because the power of auto-suggestion and your subconscious is going to eventually intake that. It's going to be cemented in your subconscious if you tell yourself these positive messages over and over and over again. Eventually you start to believe it, and eventually your reality reflects it. You should be listening to positive frequencies too. Good music. Stop listening to bullshit. Stop listening to dark shit that you've latched onto when you were young. You know, we like to find our genre that gives us relief from the world or whatever when we're young, and then we latch onto it. And sometimes, a lot of the time, we latch onto some bullshit music that is actually really negative. And it's actually not serving us anymore. And it's almost like a trauma relationship with ourselves, like, or with people we used to know, or with people we still know. And that's how you bond with those type of people. But in this video is to let you know that fuck people. You should only have good people that feed your soul, that actually want the best for you. And I think a lot of people that I've met, a lot of people I've been with, a lot of people I've noticed do not have good people in their life. It's like so important. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're spending your time with people that don't truly care for you, that don't truly want you to do well, that if you did start doing well, they'd feel bitter and envious, you need to get rid of them. You need to get rid of them, and you need to be willing to go it alone for a little bit. And then once you do the inner work and you make the change within yourself, you will start to attract the right people into your life. If you have an inner confidence, a comfort within yourself, which you will build through solitude, which you will build through being alone and learning to enjoy it, and you'll spend countless hours and days and weeks and months alone, that is when the right people are going to come into your life, because they see this he respects himself. He knows himself. He understands what he wants, and he's not going to compromise his values just to be with somebody else. There's so many things to change. There's so many things to do. And I like that. I like that. It's fun. I mean, what else do I have to do? I've got, another 60, 80 years on this planet, maybe? I want to live to 100. I got a lot to do. I don't want to do nothing. I want every day to be working towards my fullest potential. And I want that for you too, because it's a good existence. And it's good when you feel like you're getting somewhere. Yes, my friend, yes. With that, I'm out. Aho.